For Indian fans, it got a lot closer than they would have liked. This is a bad or good omen for Sunday the 21st. We will discuss this and much more on this new episode of Backward Point Podcast, where we now dive into the Super Force. With me, as always, my brother, my co-host, Bashar Sayed. Bashar, did you watch the Oman versus India game?
I did, and I did not picture Oman getting this close.
Oman overscored Pakistan by about 40-45 runs.
Yeah.
Actually, exactly 40 runs.
It was also interesting to see India batting first because I was wondering how they would do while setting a target, because they've always come out with this all guns blazing, attacking, aggressive mindset, which Abhishek Sharma did play in that way. But again, these pitches are not that same 210, 220 pitches that you get in India. So 188 was still well above par and really out of Oman's range. Them scoring 167 in reply was, to me, a shocker. Did not expect them to be batting so fluently. That dismissal of Shubman Gill.
Oh my God.
That is one for the books.
Shubman is 2 for 2 in this Asia Cup for having the most aesthetic dismissal of the Asia Cup. First one that comes to mind is the Saim Ayub one, where he was just beaten by a flight, fell over, weight transferred forward, boom, stumped. This one, equally as beautiful.
Bro, this one reminded me of Mitchell Starc versus Shubman Gill back in the day.
Astaghfirullah, bro. What are you talking? Mitchell Starc versus Shubman Gill. Asia Cup match. India versus Oman. What's happening?
Shah Faisal or Starkey? I don't know.
Look, Indian cricket fans right now, we are not trying to troll you guys. Your team is trying to troll you guys. This was a lot closer than any Indian fan would have wanted, honestly. And you could see bullets being sweat down their faces as this game got a little bit tighter than they would have liked. If Oman would have bowled with a little bit more precision, a little bit more tightness, and would have restricted them to 170, 175, this game, Bashar, would have been a lot more closer than anybody would have thought. The way that, I need to get these names right, the captain, Jatinder Singh, and Amir Kaleem set the standard up right from the top. I don't think a single wicket was gone in the power play. They just played their basic cricket. They took the game deep, and they ended up with 20 runs lost, which to a side like India, which we were trying to find the chink in their armor, we were trying to find, hey, what is their Achilles heel? Are they absolutely unbeatable? As a Pakistan cricket fan, before the game on the 21st, I look back and I'm like, hey, I think there are a few weak spots that somebody like a Pakistan, if on the right day, could expose.
Look, we've talked about this before. Amir Kaleem, the real Karachi agenda. You know, it's Saim Ayub, then it's Amir Kaleem. Amir Bhai, according to Cricket Info, is the MVP of the match.
Bro, I'm just saying, Amir Bhai, come on the podcast. Rep the Karachi agenda. Speak the truth.
I want to say something on the podcast. We were talking about how the entire Oman team has changed from the last T20 World Cup to this Asia Cup.
You have some reporting to do.
And I have some really deep, insightful reporting to do.
So who are you talking to? Do you want to review your sources?
I will not disclose my sources, but yesterday we were playing a game in Markham. This was a match against a team. And when we got there was a lot of buzz from our players, the other players. There was apparently an Oman international player playing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was apparently a fast bowler.
By the way, I faced the full over of this guy, and he was quick and rapid. And before he bowled to me, I said, Bhai, thodi halki kara dena, or short nahi karana. And he said to me, okay, but only if you don't hit me. I'm like, I won't hit you. He just gave me one on the half volley. I nubbed it for one. I'm like, that's my day.
So I thought my team was bluffing until I saw him bowl.
Yeah.
And this guy was bowling absolute rockets. And so he bowled a 3-over spell up front and he came to field on the boundary. And I went up to him and I talked to him. I noticed he was wearing an Oman shirt, an Oman jacket. And I got some more info on the non-payment issue to the Oman players.
Talk about it.
So for background, what happened is that last T20 World Cup, Oman played. And for participation, ICC gave them, or the Oman board, $225,000 USD. That money was supposed to be then distributed to the entire team by the Oman board, which didn't happen. It didn't happen for months. For months on months, these players were going on tours, not getting match visas, not being paid out their salaries. And it was only until they went to Cricinfo, to our boy, Osman Samiuddin, and they leaked this news. And Osman posted an article, Cricinfo being the biggest platform for news on cricket. This became headlines. And what I found out is that up until today's date, only $7,000 have been paid out to each player, and they should have gotten $15,000.
Yeah.
Now, this is just the money from the ICC's World Cup participation. They are still missing a few more thousand from match fees, from tour fees, from allowances. And because of this non-payment issue, a lot of their players have refused to play for the Oman cricket team. Few of them have gone to the USA. Few of them are here in Canada. A few of them are in Pakistan. And it is just an absolute mess. Another example of how poorly cricket is run.
So you're trying to say that India almost choked up the Oman B team?
Dude, this is Oman B team. I'm going to go back. This is Oman B team.
This is scandalous, Michelle. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Trying to break some Indian cricket fans' hearts here. You're trying to listen to us, shit on our Pakistani team, and you out here are trying to debunk the Oman B agenda.
I just feel bad for this player because, he barely seems like he doesn't have any backups. He is playing cricket full time here. And he mentioned that he's never been paid so much money in his entire life than he is being paid here in Canada playing for these random teams.
For these random teams, these random leagues in like Markham Premier League and all that. Imagine if he actually makes the ranks and actually goes up somewhere and plays within the Sohail Tanvir network, the Sohail Maqsood network that you and I know very well about. He might make a decent living, and nothing wrong about that.
Again, but for how long, right?
For how long? Everything has a shelf life here. Good reporting, Bashar. Bashar had his ears perked up when that player was fielding on the boundary side where we were where our dugout was. And Bashar was like, "Yo, should I go talk to him?"
Yo, I was invested because I made an.
You almost invited him on the pod.
I made an Excel sheet and I put the names down of the players in the last World Cup squad and then the names of the players in this Asia Cup squad, and I did some duplicate matching
Excel sheets, man. Ahmed Shahzad and now Bashar Sayed making Excel sheets for Pakistan cricket and just cricket in general.
I got you guys.
I want to talk about
our predictions.
No, before that, just a last point on this game, Oman India game. Abhishek Sharma's career strike rate in T20I is 198.
That's it.
198, 33 average. Today he scored at 235 strike rate. This kid is unstoppable. If you don't get him out early, and even what is early? He played 15 balls, scored 33 runs. So like in the first 6 deliveries.
Early is how Stark got him out in the final of the IPL. Away swinger on a full length, flipped his hop off stump.
Chalta bhai. There's the only way that Pakistan has an inroad into any sort of drop in momentum against India is to get this lad out. This lad is special. He's talented. He genuinely plays fearless cricket because if he wanted to, he could have just gone for like a 30 ball 50 from there on. But he didn't. He's out for 33 and actually gave his team the platform in the power plays that ended up getting them, to some sort of decent score.
And we've seen in these conditions, your power play score is very important. Getting a head start there is critical because batting post power play gets difficult. And I think the idea here should be get a good start in the power play, rotate strike, hit the odd boundary in the middle overs, and then just go crazy in the last 4 or 5 overs.
Yeah, this Abhishek kid is a real one, but let's talk about the Super 4 teams now that have been finalized.
Which teams qualified?
So for Group A, Pakistan and India qualify, which was our prediction right on the dot. And Group B, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka qualify, not Afghanistan.
What happened to the second best team in Asia?
Now, Bashar, you should take that up with Irfan Pathan and Harshab Hugle and Sports Today and Aaj Tak and all those boys that were trying to tell us that Afghanistan is genuinely the second best team.
Right, so you're telling me the second best team in Asia is not in the Super 4s of the Asia Cup?
Allegedly, unless now people are like pivoting towards Sri Lanka being the second best.
All right.
Sri Lanka was lethal. You want to go like a few minutes?
Is the debate over?
The debate was never there.
Pakistan beat them twice in the tri-series and they
got knocked out.
Cleaned up by Bangladesh and Sri Lanka.
Let's talk about a little bit about the few teams. We've seen a few games now from everybody, even though like Oman, UAE, and Hong Kong, China, whatever. The top 4 is now locked in. Let's go from the Group B side because we haven't really much talked about that group at all, I think. Let's talk about Bangladesh a little bit, Sri Lanka, then we'll go to India and Pakistan, and then we'll wrap this up. Beautiful podcast. I sound like Donald Trump now. It's a beautiful podcast. Bangladesh, thoughts?
They have outperformed to my expectations.
I believe to their own expectations as well.
Yeah.
This is a team that I'd say notoriously does not want to win in cricket or want to get better in cricket. They were given test status late or early into the 2000s, and for 25 years have not really done much with it. I mean, Pakistan, they beat Pakistan 2-0 at home, which is genuinely a huge win for them. And they have a fortress going on within the confines of the Bangladesh territories. But apart from that, internationally, not much to be said about them, correct?
I would absolutely agree. I think in this tournament, their bowling is their strength. I think there are still a lot of holes in their batting lineup. Litan Das is the one that's holding this whole batting lineup together from the top. And they've found wicket-taking bowlers in Rushad Hussain and Naseem Ahmed. And I think right now their pace bowling is also probably the best I've ever had. Taskeen is bowling really well. Mustafiz has pace and variation and experience. So overall, what's also impressive is their fielding in this Asia Cup. I've genuinely been surprised by how good they're fielding. They're taking their catches, and they haven't been really seen to be under pressure so far. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the case when they face better teams like Pakistan and India this Super Four, but it's good signs. I'm glad that they're doing better, and they've trumped Afghanistan to make it to Super Fours.
The Nagin Derby, less than 24 hours away, is going to be a very, very insightful game happening on Friday. By the time this podcast comes out, the game must have already started, depending on when you're seeing it. Yeah, I think Afghanistan would have still been a better competition. At least they have that threat factor that they can just go ballistic and just beat like a team like Pakistan or make it to the semifinals of a T20 World Cup, just like they did last year. But Bangladesh seems a bit more, orthodox. They seem like that's how it should be.
But Afghanistan's batting has been so fragile, and they've been quite reliant on Nabi and Rashid. But those are like lower middle order players, right?
Nabi's freak last over was the reason they got to that.
Their
level.
top order has been a total flop.
Yeah.
Siddiq, apart from the first match, hasn't really showed up. Gurbaz has been a flop the past few matches at least.
Mhm.
And I think other guys like Zadar, he's an accurate player. There's Darvish Rasuli hasn't showed up yet. So unless their top order can score runs and get them into a good start, you then can rely on Nabi and Rashid to finish it off.
I also saw that Noor Ahmed under pressure was just not good.
Bowling wides, bowling too full. Just
Flat.
The way that Sri Lanka was also like counter-attacking him. I've never seen him put under pressure like that in the recent matches.
And this is a great segue into Sri Lanka, who I think are absolutely diabolical and lethal, and look like they're having just. I think they're unbeaten as well in this Asia Cup so far, and them and India being unbeaten says a lot to me about the type of cricket that they're playing. They've got out of the group of death, unbeaten, beating Afghanistan, beating Bangladesh
Quite comfortably.
And they got a few new bowlers there, Tushara being one of them, that just reek of unforgiving bowling. And if you're caught sleeping, like a certain Pakistani opener has been for the past 3 games in the Asia Cup, it's going to be hell.
Yeah, Sri Lanka, I think in these conditions are looking really good. They seem to have a pretty solid batting order. And I think particularly Kusal Mendes has been in really good form recently. He's been picked in the PSL, scored runs for Quetta, got picked in the IPL as a backup replacement, and he did pretty good there as well. So I think he's in, I would say, the form of his life, backed by Patum Nisanka with him there. And they've got a good mix of left-handers in the middle order with Kusal Pereira. And I'm not sure if Vulalage is going to be coming back for his participation in this Asia Cup because his father passed away
Yeah, I heard about
shortly after the game against Afghanistan.
He's back in Sri Lanka? Did he leave the team?
I think he left the team, yes. He's back in Sri Lanka, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, condolences to him and his family.
I'm not even sure if he comes back or what mental state is going to be in to perform.
Yeah, I saw a Naseem Shah post about it, and he said that he knows how he feels. So yeah, good on Naseem Shah for sort of extending that handshake or extending that gratitude towards him. I saw a lot of other guys, Nabi as well, give him his support. So Sri Lanka and Bangladesh are the two from Group B. Now Pakistan and India. India, perfect tournament so far as well. I don't think they've been beaten in a multilateral tournament since the final of the 2023 ODI ICC World Cup. That's a huge run. That's like Australia, mid-2000 Australia level run, which is insane. But as they say, every record has to be broken. Pakistan were 7-0 down in the in the World Cup, and then Pakistan beat them in 152-0. So things do change. Watching this Oman game, did you see cracks in the Indian team?
No, I don't know how much they take it seriously because India was experimenting. Sky didn't come out to bat. Bumrah wasn't playing. They played an extra seamer and Harshit Rana.
But the thought process is that even in our experimentation, our B team is so strong that they can beat a test side like Pakistan, right? And here I'm looking at Arshdeep Singh becoming the first Indian bowler to take 100 T20I wickets, goes 4 for 37 for 1. You're telling me that he wasn't trying, or that Oman overpowered him?
From what I hear in the comments, it's just either they're not trying, or the radar is off, or it's just a practice match. Why put so much effort? But I think what's happened is that we haven't really seen the Indian team really put under pressure. There hasn't been any close matches that they've had. And I'm not sure if they need some scenarios where they are put under pressure, where there are close matches, where we can see India actually have to think on the feet, where Sky's captaincy is put under pressure, their players are put under pressure. And I think this Super 4 could be an opportunity where teams can try to outplay them or come close, I think.
So, watching this game, do you think the Pakistan camp is a bit more comfortable now? Like, hey, Sunday doesn't seem that bad. They've already gone through the big hiccup on the previous Sunday. Now it's just like, okay, now I know this feeling. I've been there. I know this atmosphere. It might be a bit more heightened because of the past week that you and I have covered extensively on this podcast. But given
What happened?
that, given that the heightened nature of it all, Pakistan has kind of played in this before. This time, if anything, it'll be more clear. The clarity will be there about the handshakes, about the post-match rituals, etc., etc., etc. And I think Pakistan is going to want to come out and make a statement.
The good part is that you've already faced India once. So a lot of these guys are playing their first major tournament, playing their first match against India. And after what's happened the last 1 week, I hope that they come out with this match and just play a team, not play the Indian team, but just play a normal team. And having experienced a match against India, I'm hoping this match is going to be, we won't see our guys having nervous breakdowns in the match.
Yes, I think that's out of the box. And I think with that being said, maybe a toss one their way, a below par total on the board, they can go for the kill here. Let's talk about a little bit nitty gritty from the Pakistan perspective. Saim Ayub, 3 ducks in this tournament. I think he's played 4 deliveries in this entire tournament. I think as a batter, he's been on the pitch for 15 minutes total in this entire tournament. Do you move him down to 3 and move Fakhr to 2?
All the numbers suggest that Saim Ayub is struggling to face the first over. He is struggling to settle in as an opener.
Can you expand on that? The Jared Kimber video and etc. Can you talk?
Yeah,
about
so
that
Jared mentioned that Saim Ayub has, I believe, an average of 7 while he's facing the first over. And his overall career average is just miles apart. And that's also, it differs a lot from the global average of batters who play the first over. I think the global average is like 22.9. And so Saim is way behind that. And that's not even just his numbers in T20Is, but his numbers in T20s are very similar. So we can see a trend where Saim is struggling to get off the mark, get past the first over, and get to the second over. So but the Pakistan team, I think they saw the numbers and they pushed him from facing the first ball to the non-striker's end. And
you don't have anything to do with
I
that.
have no input in that. That just randomly happened.
Okay. Moving forward.
And so right now, if you push Saim Ayub down to 1 down and get somebody who's an informed player like Fakhr Zaman, I think he's had like 250s the past 4 matches, you can experiment with that. Fakhr and Farhan opening, Saim going 1 down, just preserving Saim for a bit. But still, I think the messaging should be straight where Pakistan wants to still go hard in the power play. Farhan and Fakhr go attack. If they lose the wicket, and then Saim can come in and do his thing.
Just talks about dropping Sahib Farhan. Have you heard that?
I have heard that.
Where are you on that opinion?
My opinion is that Pakistan right now is in the same conundrum that they were 2 years ago under Rizbar, where we have way too many openers in the team. Now, I'm going to say players' names and you can tell me their ideal batting position or how they started their careers. Fakhr Zaman.
Opener.
Farhan.
Opener.
Saim Ayub.
Opener.
Haris.
Opener.
Hassan Nawaz in New Zealand.
Started an opening, but yeah, I think it's a better middle order.
So in our top 7, we have 5 openers.
MashaAllah. Abundance. It's the abundance mindset, sir. What are you talking about?
So this is an issue that we're trying to battle for the past 4 years, where we have way too many openers, whether it be Rizwan, Babar Fakhr, and then Shan Masood was there for a while, then Haris came in. So somebody has to bite the bullet, somebody has to compromise with the team, and we're seeing guys like Haris and Fakhr leave their batting positions and play at 3-4, or for Haris, even like between 1 to 8. So I'm not sure about dropping Farhan. We did see him be a batter who looked a bit composed against India. He did smash Bumrah for 2 sixes. And I thought if he just got going towards the back end of that innings, he could have covered it up. But Yeah, I'm not sure. He was on a generational run in T20s, and he just had a very long dip. So I'm not sure if he's out of form or if he's going to regain his form back in the next few games. I do know that the management has a lot of faith in him. You know, he did get a few man of the match awards in the past few series, and they're just waiting for him to come back in form.
I think it would be absolutely criminal to drop Sahib Zad and not Saim Ayub.
Well, you can
That
drop
would
Saim Ayub.
suck.
You can drop Saim Ayub because he's your best bowler. He is right now Pakistan's highest wicket taker this Asia Cup. He is getting the key wickets of Shubman Gill and Tilak Verma.
That's true.
How can you drop Saim Ayub?
Then he needs to figure it out. I think you drop him to 3. I think that's what I would do. The problem right now is that he is going in early and coming back early. So let the game progress a little bit and then give him the opportunity to step in. Once he finds his footing a little bit, you can always promote him back to number 1 or 2. But right now, I think the best thing to do for him, I think Wasim Akram was saying, or Vakar was saying, he needs some rest. I'm like, we're in the middle of a tournament. Nobody's resting anybody here. So, you give him, you push him down 1, you push Fakar up 1, let him target the new ball, go for the kill in the beginning. If you get to like 50 for 1 and then Saim steps in the first 6, that might help him out.
Also, if you lose 2 wickets in the power play, send Haris. Like, let Haris utilize at least 1 or 2 overs of the power play, because Haris at the death isn't really effective. And then
he wasn't bad.
And then if you lose a wicket like between over 6 and 10, that's when Agha should go in. But Agha also out of form, not being impactful. And then Hassan Nawaz also being out of form. Like, a lot of our guys who were scoring runs in the past few series in Bangladesh and West Indies, even the tri-series, are just randomly now out of form.
I think it's the pressure of the Asia Cup, or I should say the curse of the Asia Cup, because same song, different story.
I also think it's a lot of
2023 World Cup.
Like, imagine the mental toll on these guys, right? They're going through so much media scrutiny, and with all this handshake gate and boycotting the match, there's a lack of clarity on what's going on. And I'm sure coming Sunday, there's probably more butterflies in the stomachs. But this time around, I hope that they can have a better match. And I want to see a more competitive match. I'm not sure if Pakistan can win or upset India. It is going to be an upset if they win. But I want to see a more competitive match where Pakistan comes closer and the margin of defeat isn't as big.
And again, guys, we will be live for that game on Sunday the 21st.
Will we?
We will 100% be live for that game. I'm telling you right now, on air, on record, that is the case. Anything else that you want to discuss for this India versus Pakistan game?
I want to discuss how Yashi Sports is Canada's home of cricket. How they have extended the discount code for Backward Point listeners from being BP10 for 10% off your purchase to BP15 for 15% off your purchase. Go to yashisports.com, browse through their large variety of equipment. Could be a beginner, you could be a pro player. They've got everything you need, from shoes to helmets, bats, kit bags, and they also have free shipping on orders of $350 and up.
100% true. We are into the Super Fours, guys. The top 4 are locked in for the Asia Cup, and the big. There's no small matches now moving forward, and I think this Asia Cup is not going to be wrapped up really quickly, because in the next 7 days, starting from Saturday on to the next Sunday, 7-8 days, it'll be done.
This time next week, we will know who the finalists are.
This time next week, we will know who the finalists are, and we're hoping that it's an India versus Pakistan final.
If India gets to the finals.
I think that's what everybody wants, after what we've seen and noticed, and everything we've witnessed, because I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of stuff. I've been listening to Sponsor Muddin on other shows and stuff like that, and he's been talking about maybe pulling away from India versus Pakistan for a few tournaments.
Dude, I just want to say, you're locked into this.
I'm locked in.
Like, you are consuming a lot of content.
I told you,
cricket.
I'm locked in.
Sometimes I need a break.
No.
So I'll watch my Kill Tony here and there.
No.
But you're
I'm Sports Today, Sports Yadi, Aaj Tak. What is Sunil Gavaskar saying? Like, give it to me. I'm listening to Bhaji. I'm listening to Irfan Pathan, Bogle's. I'm in. I'm locked in, bro. There's nobody you can quote to me that I don't know about. I'm in. But at the same time, it's only because to understand what the narrative is being built, because this is basically an India versus Pakistan series disguised as an Asia Cup. So I need to understand what the narrative is on the Indian side, so I can better understand what's going on macroscopically in the world of cricket and in the Asia Cup as well. I just think come Sunday, I just hope it's a good game, like you said, and I hope it's a competitive.
What can Pakistan learn from the first match against India? Like, how would you think? What would be an improvement coming to this match.
I think Pakistan learned a lot from not only the first game, but the second game. The game that Oman just played right
Oman
now.
B team.
Oman B team versus India. I think looking at the way that Oman bowled and the way that Oman batted, there is a way to catch the Indian team off guard. Right? Obviously, with Pakistan, they're going to be super duper locked in. But I saw Kuldeep Yadav get hit for 2 sixes back to back, and that tells me something. That there is kryptonite nearby if you're strong enough and willing enough and strong-willed enough to find it.
How did Shaheen hit a 6 to Kuldeep? Slog sweep.
Slog sweep.
How did this guy hit a 6 to Kuldeep? Slog sweep.
Slog sweep. First on mid-wicket and then square leg.
Yeah. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah. You have to take risks. Hassan Nawaz has the capacity to take risks. Now, slog sweep is also one of the reasons that a lot of our batters got out. There's also a way to just be safe but be aggressive. I think calm your nerves as a Pakistani player. This is what I would say to them. Calm your nerves. Get yourself settled in and then go for the kill. Don't try to go for the kill when you're not settled in because then you're just, that's suicide. Right? And
don't give wickets to Pandya.
Don't give wickets to Pandya. Right? I think Pandya took one today as well. Like, let him be. Arshdeep took one but got smacked for 37. Dubey 3 for 33. And there's an anti-Dubey agenda in our Patreon chat, by the way, which is insane to me, which is fun. I love the discourse around that. You guys obviously can check out the Patreon in the description below. You can put yourself into a giveaway for a Yashi English Willow bat worth 300 Canadian dollars, open worldwide, and we'll announce that on the final of the Asia Cup, either on live stream or the podcast itself. Sorry. So there are ways to attack the Indian batting. There is no Virat Kohli. There is no Rohit Sharma. So
but you need to get early wickets. And
that's it.
It starts off with Abhishek Sharma.
That's it. Even in the 152 for 0 game where Shaheen took early wickets, that game Virat scored a 50 as well. Right? So Virat was the kebab mein haddi type situation for Pakistan. And if Pakistan can find a way to get 2, maybe 3 in their power play, however many runs, I think they have a chance then. And win the toss, bowl first, get yourself a target that you can chase, and go out and chase it.
Pakistan has won the toss 17 times under Agha's captaincy. They've batted first 11 times, which shows that they don't trust their batting to chase, and they think their bowling is their strength. So I would imagine if Agha wins the toss, he's going to bat first again. Should he bat first? I don't know. I mean, look, if India bat first, they'll likely score 180, and we will essentially be batted out of the tournament.
We didn't talk about what the team should be.
Yeah, that's a good point. Should Pakistan make any changes? They might go with the same 11, honestly.
Same 11 as
I don't know
Sunday?
How. Same 11 as they play against Oman.
I think Khushdil is a waste. I think you should put Fahim Ashraf back in there.
Yeah, but if you're not going to bowl ball Fahim, what's the point?
You're not bowling Khushdil either.
You're playing with a better batting lineup then.
But the form that Fahim is in, you don't break that rhythm. I think I would still go with Fahim. Because let's say...
But listen to me. Pakistan bowled 15 overs against India on Sunday, and Fahim didn't bowl a single over.
Yes, but...
And he scored 11 off 14 balls.
Tough game.
What kind of utility are you getting out of him?
That's a tough game to judge him in his entire performance on. If you pull up his stats for the past 10 games, I think his striker is over 145 at least, and his average is like 15.
I just felt like Agha did not trust Fahim's bowling.
But things might be different when you go into bat and we go into ball on Sunday and see the ball zooming and zipping in around, and you don't want to bring Haris Rauf in the power play because he gets whacked. Then you could use Fahim in there for a little bit.
But Fahim at 130, he's not going to zoom into the ball.
Yeah, but he can swing it.
It's a tough call.
Dr. Noman Niaz, Doc Saab, said that Fahim Ashraf is a better T20 cricketer than Saman Liaga. That's his take on this. Which I had to think about, and I was like, maybe I agree with that.
Look, Agha right now, we said this before, he is fighting for a spot in the team. So he has yet to prove himself in this playing 11. And I think this coming game is going to be a challenge for his captaincy, for how he plays against India, his own performances. I just hope we see a better match. I hope we get a more competitive game. And I hope through some random miracle, Pakistan is able to come out clutch.
Shout out to that. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in for this short little preview of the Super Fours, preview of the India versus Pakistan game. I currently have a game in 30 minutes, so that's why we're kind of rushing it a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button, do all that cool stuff. Check out everything else in the descriptions that you need to know, and we'll see you guys. When are we seeing them?
Sunday live.
So we're not doing an episode tomorrow. If something spectacular happens tomorrow in the Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh game, the Nagan Derby, you might see us back for 30 minutes. But otherwise, we'll see you guys live straight on Sunday, the 21st. 10:30 p.m.
See you guys.
Sorry, 10 a.m. EST. So whatever that is in the rest of the world, do the math. Bashar, please. So I stopped your goodbyes.
Yeah. See you guys on Sunday, and take care.